All right, everybody, welcome back.
Woo, what up?
Got Avi in the car here. I'm Joe Parker with the Santa Barbara Group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, making another incredible drive-along video for you guys to get in the car with us on Broker Caravan Tour. You can see I am making our way through Mission Canyon, just about to pull up on our Santa Barbara Mission, but we're not going to drive past the Mission today. We are going to go into Montecito, and I'm going to take you the scenic route through APS, Alameda Padre Serra. This is a cut through across the Riviera to get us over to Montecito, where we're going to see 3 homes today. Stick around for all 3 because the last one is Martha Lug Riggs' architectural masterpiece for just under $17 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but to get us started, we're going to see something on Calle Elegante, right on the edge of Montecito, looking out towards Santa Barbara. And then we're going to also see another one up on East Mountain Drive. So nice little variety today. How are you doing, Avi?
I'm so good. Grateful to be here. Hope you guys watching had a great Thanksgiving. We're so grateful for all of you guys jumping in the comments, liking, subscribing, making the comments super fun to read, for giving us the 5-star reviews on Google. I have a shout out to a couple other people who gave us new 5-star reviews on Google.
Ooh.
We have Jennifer, Karen, Raquel, Joelle, Al, and Ross. I might have shouted Ross out last week, but shout out to you guys for giving us 5-star reviews on Google. That really helps our business, so that when people need help and are searching for real estate agents in Santa Barbara, we come up first. So
yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. Even if you haven't looked at houses with us or haven't gone, home shopping with us, a 5-star review on Google really helps us out.
Yeah, and if you have, and you're watching this and you haven't left us a review and you feel compelled to do so, I love seeing reviews also about people who have worked with us, a lot of them in there about the clients that we've served, either helping them sell their place or helping them buy a place. So it's always nice to have those reviews in there as well. All you viewers are lighting it up with how much you love the YouTube channel, which is awesome too. All the traction helps us with our SEO so that we can be a little more sticky out there and get revealed to people who are searching for professionals who know this market and are fun to work with. And that's what you're looking for, then you've landed on the right channel, because we take you through all these properties, through the communities, as you can see here, what it's like to live on the Riviera. This would be the main road that you traverse to get to and from different parts of town. So these are the little insights you get on this channel, and in addition to really in-depth property tours where we take you through all the nooks and crannies, the backyards, even the garages. I know a lot of you love seeing what these garages are like, so I do too. Some of these garages are absolutely phenomenal, and they give me garage envy with the way they got the epoxy floors and the organized storage and everything. So all the ins and outs of these properties revealed on these videos. And if that sounds like something you're interested in and you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. If that button is red, it means you haven't yet. If you've been watching for a while and you still got a red button there, help us out and subscribe to the channel and stay in touch with all these videos. We're putting them out weekly, and there's a ton to review if you're new to the channel, where you can see more driving tours like this and other specialized videos that are deep dives into understanding the various neighborhoods and attributes of Santa Barbara, Montecito, Hope Ranch even. We got all kinds of great stuff in there for you guys to get educated on at your leisure, of course.
And we just put out our 2nd episode of the Santa Barbara Group podcast. That's on Spotify and my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. We talk about news, restaurants. We interviewed Sarah from the Santa Barbara Independent, our local newspaper. We're going to keep doing that podcast once or twice a month, bringing on guests, talking about all the ins and outs, kind of deep diving into more Santa Barbara stuff that we don't cover on the drive along, but something we definitely wanted to cover. I mean, it's such a beautiful day for it because we've had so much rain. Look at how green everything is. The vegetation is absolutely flourishing. And I was looking online, and actually we are off to the wettest start to the year by rainfall in 127 years. Did you see that, Joe?
Oh yeah, we kicked off this rainy season with a banger. It felt like 3 storms that we could typically get every week or so came through in the matter of 1 week.
The plants are loving it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's popping. They're just absorbing all that water, absorbing the sunshine. And one thing that I was saying to Joe that I thought was good news for sure was with all that rain, I didn't hear of any clients specifically or any businesses that had major flooding. I heard of a parking lot at one of my friend's gym. She owns the parking lot underneath the building. The pump wasn't pumping out. But I mean, for all that rain, it could have been much worse, I feel like, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was spread out. I mean, we had a couple of intense times. The way we get the problems is when it just dumps a ton in like 1 hour's time, we get like a solid inch or more. It's really hard for it to handle all that runoff, and that didn't really happen. I think a little bit, but yeah, we really managed it well, and it's nice to see that the systems of the city, all its runoffs are mostly working pretty well, and no big slides or damages to homes. I saw a couple of roads with a little bit of slidage that caused some road closures that were temporary, and they were able to clear it up and get things back to normal for most of those people really quickly.
Did you see the video of State Street? There was a good amount of water moving on State Street.
Yes.
But it seemed like, nothing, at least business-wise or property-wise, got too damaged. And I've been on State Street since then, and it doesn't look bad. It's like cleaned it up or whatever. Maybe it just cleaned itself up. Yeah,
it was those moments where it's coming down really intensely for a short amount of time, and it can't run it all off quickly. And it makes for really good videos and pictures because the water will get up to the curb level. But as soon as the rain mellows out, it distributes it pretty quickly, and it doesn't pool or cause many problems. But it does make for some interesting moments on camera to see all that water on the streets. It looks more extreme than I think it is. And there's other areas around town, especially on the east side. There's some low-lying areas of the east side, which we are entering right now. You could see how we're doing a detour around some road construction. We had to get off of APS, but now we're circling back to this roundabout, which is in Sycamore Canyon. And this is a classic little area that is relatively low, that you could get some standing waters when it's coming down really quickly and the drains aren't able to distribute it or drain it out quick enough. But it's just a matter of time once the rain stops for those drains to finish off getting rid of that standing water and everything recedes. But it does make for some dramatic photos and video.
For sure. And one thing, I don't know if people watching have ever done this, if you're a longtime Santa Barbara local, you have, but we have a handful of hikes in town, and me and Joe have done this together. Tangerine Falls, or there's a couple others. And after a rain, you can go hike up and find spots to hit a natural cold plunge where the water's really brisk, it's really fresh. You're going to be fine jumping in. Like, you don't have to worry about I don't think getting sick because there's so much water and it's moving so rapidly. There's a couple really cool spots that maybe that's something we should include in a video sometime, is doing a natural cold plunge, because people who live in Santa Barbara, I feel like, love to utilize all the nature, whether it's the ocean, the beaches, the hiking, and that's one of my favorite things to do after a rain.
I think that's a great idea. We could do maybe on our next Montecito tour, or one coming up, tour a few homes and then end it with a quick hike and a cold plunge.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. If we get how many likes, we'll do a cold plunge in the video. What would be like a record breaker for likes? 1,000, or is that?
I don't think.
Track likes.
No, I don't know how many. I think maybe like over 200 is a lot.
Okay, so let's say if we get 500 likes, we'll jump in the cold plunge for you guys. Natural cold plunge.
Let's do it.
But yeah, I'm excited, as the mountains are going to look so great. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff to do nature-wise. And after a week or so, the trails will kind of re-solidify, so that it's still good grounds and you're not hiking in the mud, but you'll have an opportunity to cold plunge. Yeah,
less dusty, and when it's real dry like that, the trails could get a little dusty, and the rocks can be a little loose. And sometimes going downhill, it could feel like you're stepping on marbles almost, because your foot kind of goes out from underneath you. But after these rains, things soften up a little bit and get compacted again. There's less of that loose gravel and stuff. So great time to get up there. Might stick a little bit if you got high tread, on your shoes, but still really good hiking in this time of year.
I agree. And we're about 2 minutes away from Calle Elegante. You want me to give you the scoop on it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so this property has been out on the market 48 days, and they just reduced the price. It was originally listed at $5,250, and now it's right under $5 million. So they brought it down about $250,000. It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath on a private cul-de-sac. 19-foot ceilings. It's in the Cold Springs School District. It has big outdoor areas and a large patio to a usable grassy yard. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, built in 1988. Main house square feet is right under 3,000. There's no ADU, and it's on about 0.7 acre lot. So this one's kind of the mid-level, maybe a little bit above the entry level, but not in the ultra high end, being that it's at $5 million. They did a pretty solid price reduction after only 50 or 48 days on market, so they're pretty motivated, it looks like. And it did sell for right above $4 million back in 2022. So they owned it for about 3 years, and they're ready to let it go. They're trying to make, they upped the price about $1 million since they bought it. So
all right, we are getting close. I don't know if you remember the one we saw up in here with the pool. Really nice views. It wasn't. I think it was a little while ago, about 3 or 4 months ago. Oh, it's right here on the right. It was nice. It wasn't as nice inside as this one, as like modernly updated, but it was up higher and it had more of a view.
Yeah.
It had a pool, so that was kind of interesting. But this one's really nice inside. It looks like they've done everything, so it's kind of the move right in and start living, do nothing.
Classic Spanish style.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Let's go see.
Check it out.
There's our driveway, some beautiful California gold laid down. Got the classic olive trees, some pine trees, rosemary, beautiful hedge, some boulders, all the things signature Santa Barbara. And then what I could see here is a beautiful little shot of Stearns Wharf area, harbor area. That's really classic. Just a reminder, we're near the coast. And then on this side, you do have some additional parking, it looks like, and access to the garages, which are, I like how they tucked it away to the side of the property. Some EV charging as well over there. So you don't really see the garages as the face fronting of the home. That's a nice upscale feature. Nice plaster on the exterior. Let's go see what inside looks like. Nice big tall door with a glass, and adds to a real modern vibe, real clean. Right as you enter, you've got this workspace with a garden view and some built-in bookshelves. And then we have a couple steps down into the living room with huge vaulted ceilings, a really beautiful fireplace, and some nice blonde oak floors. Dining room, again, incredibly high vaulted volume ceilings in here with some slider access to a patio for outdoor entertaining. And off of this kitchen, which is really modernized beautifully. I like the dark gray granite, Viking fridge and stove, electric, really nice, with some access out a slider to some more alfresco dining under a trellis out there. We'll go explore that. But this little eat-in area as well gives some opportunities for dining in this area, along with the countertop at the island. Another beautiful fireplace. I love the volume and size of this room. Okay, really cool. There's their sitting there, and then more storage here, plus a little working counter, laundry room, attic access. We got 4 steps up to this level here. There's a bedroom level with a big guest suite. High ceilings, I would say like 8 feet, with a bath, both private and a hall entrance to it. Walk-in closet there, and some more access through this slider out to another patio. Home's got air conditioning.
Hello. How are you? Hi. I'm cold.
Here's the rest of that bathroom there. And then here's another bedroom. This has got really great vaulted ceilings as well. Lots of light. We got sliders and windows letting in natural light. This just looks like our primary. Big closet here. Another one adjacent across the hallway, plus the water closet and the bathroom. Nice enclosed shower, dual sinks, lots of light, and beautiful access to that patio with the slider. And then another great feature of the volume with the skylight up there. Guest suite here. More patio access through another big slider. I like the tallness, the height of those sliders are really nice too. It's got a closet. And then this is our powder room. Beautiful stone sink. Kind of reminds me of that one interesting house with all the stone sinks. Look at that big garage. And then here's a slider off of the family room out to this alfresco dining patio. This is off the dining room here, the formal dining room, so you got a little sitting area under the sun, nice potted olive tree, and then the trellised area with some shade potential. You can see here that peak of the ocean and islands out there, but not a big view. You do get a little shot of it though, so you are reminded that we're elevated and we're not too far from the beach. Got some grass area and then some more patio area here. And this will get us back over to the parking. And one more patio space. Oh, look at the outdoor shower. Would have missed it. I love outdoor showers. And this has got Tesla charging as well. There we go. All right, leaving the Calle. Oh, rail grinder. Tesla rides low. The Tesla rides low.
The new one's a little bit better.
Yeah.
They've definitely updated that because they knew that was an issue. We didn't hit it on the way in. That's so interesting.
No, you just got the right angle coming out. But yeah, beautiful house. I mean, right there at the beginning of Calle Elegante. So I don't think that this road, Barker Pass, is going to be a huge impactor. It seems like most of the living spaces were back behind and everything. It had air conditioning. This road is a little bit busy, but not too bad. So I think that one was positioned pretty well. And it did have a couple little peaks. The properties up higher on Calle Elegante, most of them do feature some type of view. That one didn't, but there was a couple of peaks from that front driveway area and a little angle from the backyard.
I thought it was really nice. The vaulted ceilings were beautiful, pretty turnkey. The one thing I thought, they definitely really newly updated all of the like bathroom sinks, countertops in the bathroom, and then I think the shower and bath, they kind of, it seemed like they left that in the primary, right? And I was like, that's interesting that they would do all the other bathroom upgrades and then not upgrade that. Or maybe it just, I don't know.
Good eye, yeah, because there was a lot of elegant finishes and everything, and that did seem, if I'm not mistaken, it was glass enclosed, but with the metal framing. Yep. And that seems to just kind of downgrade the glass enclosed shower a little bit. Yep. Makes it a little less, Montecito-esque. Yeah, less luxurious. Good.
Yeah. I wonder if those little things that are like the reason that they can't get their price. Because I feel like it's priced pretty well, but yeah.
I think it is. It could be.
Things matter.
Yeah, maybe the more compact grounds. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
A lot of people might like the fact that it's probably going to be lower maintenance and everything, but you don't have. It is somewhat of a postage stamp lot for Montecito standards.
And one other thing, honestly, I thought it was really nice, but one, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm harping on the negatives. And someone made this point on that $20 million Hope Ranch spec home that we previewed. Definitely check out our Hope Ranch video if you haven't watched that one already. That was an epic one. But when you're paying the high price point to have a whole gravel driveway, people don't like that. They want pavers, or they want, you know.
That's a good point.
And I was like, that's kind of true. Like, for me, I'm not sure if that's a huge kicker, but when you're paying that much money to always have gravel everywhere, like, you know.
It was the nicest of gravel, you know, with that California gold, but there is something about it where, you know, just driving on it, how crunchy it is. I think subconsciously you think about collecting it on your shoe and bringing it into the house.
Totally.
You know, and so you're a little worried about scratching the floors or something. And over time, it does kind of spread out, and like the main areas where, you know, you drive can kind of wear away and stuff. So
that's a good one in the comments. Let us know if that's a big deal breaker to you. If you're going to spend big bucks, is having gravel, you know, a total kicker? Because I was talking about the $20 million house, and I don't know if it was someone in the comments or maybe it was Brahmi being like, if you're going to spend $20 million, you can't have that much gravel. You want nice pavers with like maybe little grass strips in between. And I was like, man, that's a good point.
Yeah. They do some great stuff with stamped concrete these days that looks like flagstone. So but, you know, you got one large piece of concrete that's really, really easy to maintain, and you know, you don't have to worry about tracking in gravel and stuff like that. But probably quite a bit more money than throwing down the gravel, I would think. But look, it's everywhere. Look at even right there.
Totally. This next one we're going to go check out, I can't tell if it's paved or not in the front, but it looks very new. And it was, I don't know if it's a little bit deceiving, but they say amazing opportunity, 2 houses on a manicured 1.33 acre lot. This property is listed for $8 million, and it says 2 properties, but it really seems more like it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home with a 1-bedroom, 1-bath cottage or guest house. So I wonder if it really feels like a separate house or if it's kind of more like a guest house. Definitely a high price point for the neighborhood. It sold for $3.873 back in 2022, and then they've renovated it significantly. It's been on the market for 67 days, no price reduction yet. The main house is 2,600 square feet, and then the guest house is 1,200 square feet. So I guess maybe that's why they're saying it's bigger than just a standard guest house, because it's a 1,200 square foot cottage.
Got it. Which is kind of like the max size of an ADU, I think.
Exactly, 1,200 and change is the maxed out. So Venetian plastered walls, vaulted ceilings, wide plank oak floors, kind of all the go-tos for newer construction. And I can't tell just on the photo if it's going to have gravel, but I wonder if they did some paving work. We're almost there, so we're going to get to go see it once we turn in. Oh, wow.
It's right here.
Is that a down tree? That's pretty new looking. Maybe that's been there.
It does look relatively new.
1071, so it's a shared driveway with a couple other properties. It's maybe the last one at the end. And on properties like these, they usually have a road maintenance agreement, and this one looks like it might be due for some road work where the neighbors will have to chip in and fix this bad boy up.
Yeah, looks like it is about time.
It looks like we got gravel.
All right, nice metal roof.
Wow.
Gated entry. Looks like they're doing a coffee bar or something. Okay, let's go see what we got.
Let's go check it out.
All right, there's East Mountain. That's what we came in off of to get on this private drive. You go by one incredible estate there, probably really nice. And this drive here that we drove along is slated to be redone. It's a private easement, services 4 properties total after that first one. And this is the cottage that goes with what we're looking at, right? So it is a truly like 2 separate properties, modest in size, but so the first one that I did not park in, right? I drove past this one here, goes with this sale. And so what we got is some pull-off parking. I just walked past. Looks like a little patio area plus a nice pull-in carport. And board, batten finish. Classic. Slow down. There's that little patio area. Make our way through here to see what the yard's like. And this hedge separates the other part of this property, so it's fully private. So it is like two houses. All right. Nice, voluminous, big windows, looking out at all the trees. There's the front door. I kind of came in the side door. Really nice room. It looks like they got mini splits for AC, wood floors down, modern kitchen with some cool striping on the stone countertops, elevated sit-in bar seating, beautiful backsplash. And this room's got a lot of light with windows and skylights galore, plus this little slate stone fireplace area. And over here, 3 steps down, go through kind of like a closet area into this flagstone floored bedroom. Interesting. With access to that patio. So yeah, I think this would be the closet for the bedroom. And bathroom. Nice glass tile all the way. Okay. House number 1 of this property on offer. With a wraparound deck. You're at the base of so many great hiking trails. I saw a nice clean out there, so if you got to deal with sewer systems, you got access for maintenance. All right, let's go see the other part of this property. Okay, so now we're going into the house that's brand new, that was recently built. This is where we parked. We got more of that board, batten finish. This one's got a beautiful metal roof with lots of untapped side yard area here. They've got gravel down, as we mentioned, plus nice olive trees out here and a nice little front patio area over there as well. Let's go see what the inside looks like. All right, look at this. Talk about everything white. Really clean, really beautiful. Santa Barbara plaster, AKA Venetian plaster everywhere. We got lots of light coming in here with a view out to the yard space here. That's really nice. They really dialed in the landscaping on this one. I was looking at the old pictures of it and the landscaping was pretty untouched. Okay, here's our kitchen, big reveal, look at that. Gorgeous, wolf range, 8 burner, double oven. They did the vertical lay on the backsplash. White marble countertops, Sub-Zero fridge, the brushed bronze on the finishes. We've seen this look so many times. It is quite popular and timeless, very clean. And then we've got, looks like our powder room here. Pocket door, and this is going to be our laundry. Ready to be fitted with your favorite machines. And we're going to continue down here past the taco bar to what would be, I'm thinking, the primary walk-in closet. Another closet I'm looking behind me here, I'll show you, wrapped in more plaster, beautiful finishes, the wide plank wood floors, we've seen that many times as well. And the bathroom. Look at that, sun-drenched, clean, vaulted ceiling, There's the glass enclosure we were talking about, much more elegant without the metal framing. Look at that soaking tub. So cool. Little cherub out there doing his business. And here's our closet for this one. So there's 2 closets, good size. Now let's go back out here, see if we saw everything in the house before going out to that yard space. We got one more wing we didn't look at. Okay, little bedroom, good amount of light, recessed lighting. I like the glass knobs. Hall bath. Glass shower. Real clean, timeless. And another bedroom. Look at the ceiling on this one. Very nice. All right, here's that French door off of the living room. Beautiful doors, nice metal doors with a concrete patio here. You could put some furniture on. Nice sprawling lawn area. There's that cherub. Look at this. Untapped area as well right here. Looks like we could get a little more rain today. We weren't supposed to, but it's looking gray up in the hills there. And another gated entry here. And then there's the patio. So we've got this set up with the front patio right here. Beautiful.
What'd you think, Joe?
All right, a legitimate 2 houses, because you have totally separate driveways, total privacy hedges. You can't even see each other at all from the 2 homes. So if you got the need to get 2 houses, and this is, I mean, it's pretty unique how it really affords itself to live separately.
Yep, and the listing agent gave us some other good insight. That road we talked about, the shared maintenance agreement, is definitely dated. She said they're getting a bid out there this week to potentially do some work on it.
Okay.
The person at the end of the street is doing a full remodel on the property. They're doing like a tear down remodel. And then, you know, this one's kind of new, so it looks like that street and that whole kind of enclave is, you know, coming back to life. Yeah,
getting some new fresh ownership with some new pride of ownership investment going in and updating, just like that house there that we just toured. Beautiful new construction. That is definitely upscaling the little area. I mean, this is no joke. This East Mountain, there's a lot of big estates, and like anywhere in Santa Barbara, in Montecito, in Hope Ranch even, you know, you get these areas where you could have extreme estates that are worth, you know, 15, 20, 30 million dollars, and then you could have a house that hasn't been touched since it was built in the 1950s, you know, that is needing everything, that might be only 3 or 4 million dollars, and they could be within a stone's throw of each other.
For sure. And where we just passed, I think that was one of the access points that we've done a cold plunge on. That's one of the parking areas for where we plunge. So
yeah, all this behind us
is amazing nature right here.
Yeah, we're basically at the foothills, the base of the foothills, to go back up into the front country of our mountains, which becomes Los Padres National Forest, which is great access out to nature. One of the reasons why people love living here is the mountains. Being so close to the ocean, you get all that forest experience of hiking through the trails, looking at the views, being back in nature, and it's all right in the backyard of this whole area of California.
Mm-hmm. And before we head to 650 San Ysidro Road, I wanted to touch on one thing really quick. This will be coming out in our monthly market update newsletter. Definitely subscribe to the newsletter. Once a month we put out one all about Santa Barbara, and then once a month we put out one all about the statistics. And I saw that the average sale price for September for this year compared to September last year was up pretty significantly, I think almost 20%, but the median was completely flat. And I was asking Joe, I was like, maybe there was a $60 million sale that sold. Sorry, I think I said September. I meant October. The stats come out 1 month after, so we have our October stats that are fully dialed. But yeah, there's like a $60 million sale in October in Montecito, which definitely dragged the average up. And I was wondering, what do you think is going on in terms of price point? It seems like overall things are kind of stagnant, but the average, at least for October, showed a different
I
metric.
think it's the whole kind of haves and have-nots, so to speak, conversation is playing out in the sense that if you've got the money and you've got the cash to buy like these 20, 30, 50, 60 million dollar homes, you've got competition that also has the money. And so that part of the market, with limited places where those buyers like to shop, one of them being Santa Barbara and Montecito, is insulated and protected from a downturn because those people aren't really feeling any kind of economic downturn. Jobs slow down, uncertainty about jobs. Our market of buyers that are shopping for $1 to $2 million places, all those things are really impacting their day-to-day life. And so we're seeing where the upper end buyers aren't really as impacted. They're still competing with each other for the best properties. And so that market is still pretty strong. And so you're seeing those sales showing up into the data, and it is skewing the market. It's actually hanging on to a positive numbers of, we've got appreciation this year. When you're on boots on the ground, it kind of looks like prices are coming down. So there's been this disconnect of what the numbers are saying, but then what we're seeing as professionals out there working with buyers and sellers on a day-to-day basis. It's starting to show up more and more, but as long as we keep getting these big anomaly sales of 30, 40, 50 million dollars, it really skews the numbers and drags, what would have been maybe a $2 million average up to maybe a $3 million. So it can have big impacts.
Sure. Just another great reminder of why it's important to reach out to a local professional who really knows the scoop. Because if you're just going to look at the statistics, if you're just going to ask ChatGPT, you're missing a lot of context, which really provides the strategy that you need when it comes to making an offer and knowing, what's actually a place worth and what it's going to sell for if you want to potentially take it down, or if you're trying to sell your house, what you should price it at. Yeah,
and speaking of staying in touch with the market, as you mentioned, our newsletter comes out every 2 weeks, and one of the segments we put out is all about market updates, and we give our little insights and narrative on what's going on with the market. And so there'll be a link in the top of the description that you could click on if you want to get in on that and put your name in there, raise your hand to get that into your inbox.
Not going in. We're just pulling up, by the way, to 650 San Ysidro Road. I'll give you guys a little backstory on this. Been on the market for 150 days. Priced now right under 17 million. It originally came on at right under 18 million, so they've dropped it a whole million. 3.5 bathroom, 3 bedroom, built in 1951, no ADU. And we were looking at the architect, who is Luta Maria Riggs. And a little backstory for those of you, I didn't know her story. She's a world famous architect, and she was originally working with George Washington Smith, who's another world famous architect. And so she was from Ohio, but has moved to Santa Barbara and Montecito, and had a lot of very famous mid-century projects in Montecito. So a very renowned architect who built this in 1951. And I think they've done a good amount of updating to it. It last sold in 2011 for $6.25. So I think they've kept the style. It's called the Irving House, dubbed as the Glass Tent. It's almost 3 acres, but I think they've renovated it significantly. They say it has mountain vistas, views of impeccable gardens, and biomorphic stone fireplace.
Biomorphic stone? I don't know, but
that's above my dictionary language levels.
That sounds
There's orchards,
really cool.
lavender fields, oak and redwood groves, and a bocce court, melding beauty, function, and sustainability.
Amazing. I think we're getting close to being let in here, hopefully. Or we might have to
one way in, one way out.
Park elsewhere. Should we find a place down on the street somewhere?
No. A bunch of cars just left, but wait, there's one more coming out.
Okay.
2 more coming out, and then there's room.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Just have to get a bunch of cars.
All right. We'll be back shortly when we get access.
Okay, pretty dramatic grand entrance.
Yeah, look at this.
Nice gate.
Under the oaks we go to the motor court area.
Whoa, a little creek running right through the property. I wonder if it's moving. A little bit.
A little water.
Yeah. Most of the year that's probably not moving, but after a great rain like today.
Yeah, not probably an official creek, but a pretty solid neighborhood waterway, looks like.
Lots of garden space. I can see the lavender field up there. This one's going to be fun.
Yeah. Wow, this one is cranking busy. This is that watershed that goes right through the property. In fact, we've got almost like a little bridge here and another legitimate bridge over there. And then some planter boxes and a carport area. Look at this. Sweet setup. Wow, so dramatic, so green, so lush. Wow. Rigs showing up with this style, so dramatic. Look at the mountain views looking back towards the parking where we came in at. So sweet. All right, here's a dramatic entry. Look at those exposed beams. I love all the metal and wood and stone and some big 3-foot tiles on the ground. Wow, okay, walls of glass. Oh, here's that biomorphic fireplace. So it's nice rounded curved edges to balance the straight edges of the ceiling and this squared off room, all glass. So the indoor-outdoor flow is, oh my God, amazing. And then look at that. Looking up at the mountain views from this biomorphic fireplace. So dramatic, so incredible. Office here. This is going to have incredible mountain views. Boom, right up there. We got the storm remnants still lingering. Cut in a nice triangular shaped laundry room with all kinds of storage and built-in drawers. And this is maybe a primary retreat with our closet. Whoa, so hidden. I don't see a single piece of clothing, all behind doors. With a big bathroom, soaking tub, dramatic black and white accents with the black stone on the countertops. Access outside, more storage in the water closet. And then look at this, glass enclosed shower. Ooh, towel warmer, yeah. And look at this section back here. Okay, that was the front that we came in and tucked away. Outdoor shower here. Next to the boulders, a little sitting seat and some oak trees to get under. Nice wooden windows here. Give a great accent to look out into the trees through the honey stained wood. Look at that yard space. Another big window there. Indoor-outdoor flow in full effect out to this flagstone patio. I like how they squared off the flagstone as opposed to the natural cut, matching the big tiles in here. Kitchen time. Stainless steel on the cabinetry, or is that just stained? That is really cool. Brushed steel cabinetry there. Beautiful views out to the oak grove gigantic island. Sink, prep sink plus a regular work sink. Bosch with the induction and burner. A couple gas burners there, that's unique. Dual ovens, fridge freezer combo. More storage, more refrigerator over here as well. And more views of the property, creekside setting. And this was that section I missed. Additional storage, additional refrigerator. All right, now we're gonna go and look at the rest of this yard space. Look at this koi pond. Pretty beautiful there. More places to relax, contemplate nature, sit on a marble bench or granite bench or some natural boulders. Plenty of places to find shade, put up a tree swing, maybe a swinging hammock if you want. And detached down here on offer, this beautiful office. With a bathroom. So you can imagine this becoming a nice guest unit or a beautiful detached office. But the setting is just breathtaking. This is definitely a masterpiece built in the lot to really bring in indoor-outdoor flow and become one with nature in your living environment. And go over the little creek since we've had water. This was probably dry last week, but we've had record rainfall, so now it's moving. And then some raised planter beds here, more garden spacing, and more paths to meander through and take it all in. Wow, what a setting, huh? All right, I think we've seen it, folks. All right, I may have lied. I think there might be some more yard space over here to see. So we're going by where I parked, up these beautiful sandstone block steps to the rose garden. Oh yeah, there's a lot more back here. Okay, these are actually figs. That's interesting. A little fig grove.
Take a look at the tile in the bathroom, something I've never seen before.
Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, the guest house. Oh, I was way off. There's a lot more to see here. Look at this. This is making more sense now. Proper guest house. So you have that detached office, which could become an ADU or something, and this is a more spacious, proper guest house. Private bathroom or bedroom with a beautiful view of that creek. Oh yeah, this is what Avi was talking about. Looks like grass. Okay, nice. And the kitchen. And looks like a bocce ball court over here. No estate in Montecito would be complete without a bocce ball court. That creek is just really a nice feature. We're lucky to have so much rain to get it running with a little bit of water. Bocce ball underneath the olive grove. Oh, there was so much more to this property. Feels like we're on a whole different area now. There's back at the house. And then that's the edge of the property there. All right, I think this time for reals. Okay, talk about bringing indoor-outdoor living and just living in the environment almost seamlessly. It felt like all those windows looking out to all the different cool little perspectives this property offers with the Oak Creek side setting. It's just really incredible.
That whole big pathway around the back, like you could literally just go for walks on your own property. That's pretty unique.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, it doesn't say it had ADUs, but it almost had 2.
Yeah, you had that detached office that could easily become a guest unit, but works amazing for an office where you got to be outside of the living environment, really feel like you get some seclusion. That works perfect. And then that guest house was a solid size. The living space was great. And look at this walkability. Like, we're already in the upper village. So
that's next level.
Yeah, I think that's where the value really kind of elevates, is when you could get that kind of environment where it feels like you're up in the woods, but you're also going to be able to walk right into town. So
private. You don't hear anything from inside. Lavender farm up top, huge grass like field. What else was there? There's like vegetables gardens all throughout. Like whoever, it said the landscaping is done by Thomas Church. So whoever Thomas Church did an insane job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really amazing. I think that one, especially for someone that loves that architectural style, that kind of mid-century modern wood and glass, real kind of soft and bold kind of at the same time, like that biomorphic fireplace, lots of right angles, and then you've got this beautiful bold stone feature with the curved angles going around to kind of soften up all those lines. Architecturally, that one, I'm sure people who understand architecture better than us will have a lot of nice things to say about it in the comments.
For sure. We want to hear in the comments, what was your favorite house, or maybe the best for the price? I kind of have a hot take that people might not agree with, but my personal favorite, at least for the price, was the first one today. But I definitely could see people saying that the last one, because of the grounds, the space,
but quite a
get roasted
jump
in the comments.
In price.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a jump in price. So it is a whole
3X.
nother stratosphere.
Yeah. But we love hearing from you guys in the comments. It's so fun to see people jumping in from all over the world. We love your 2 cents and your hot takes, and we'll try to respond to all of them.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite today?
I see where you're coming from. I definitely feel like that was a good value, and the finishes, the location, everything that home offered, I thought was really nice. But I did kind of fall in love with this last one, the way that it incorporates that creek and the oak trees into the living environment, how it brings it in. I was really stunned looking back at the mountains from that living room, that view and everything. So
killer. Just
the way that they brought those elements into the living space through strategic windows and everything, really amazing. Like, that's a masterpiece. More than just a home, it's definitely a piece of art.
It's amazing to think back in 1951 they had the technology and the wherewithal to line up those massive pieces of glass. So much less machinery, no AI, no digital mapping, and
How'd
they were
they
still
do
able to freaking create that tent of glass, which just perfectly captures the mountain view.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Luta Maria Riggs, who did an amazing job on that.
Amazing indeed. So everybody, if you made it this far, make sure you've subscribed to the channel if you liked what you've seen, and give it a like. Share it with your friends. Reach out to us if you have any comments or any questions about your personal journey. We make these videos to give you someone to get to know and introduce yourself to you, and talk to us directly about your real estate plans, even if it's only going to be preliminary. Like, I just met with some people from the channel who are eyeballing a spring of 2026 move. Perfect time for us to start talking, get you set up with a listing alert right directly into the Santa Barbara MLS, so you can start building your market knowledge and get the source of information that all the real estate websites pull from. So it's unfiltered, direct, including things like disclosures, reports, floor plans, video walkthroughs. All this information could come direct when you sign up with us to get direct access into the MLS. So definitely reach out if that feels like something that's going to be in your future, and leave us a comment. Hit up the subscribe for the newsletter. The link will be in the comments. I think we hit all the business points.
We did. And
right.
I think you made a great point. It's never too early to reach out, and we'll try to help out no matter what. I just had someone reach out from my channel who had questions. Her mom is getting a new rental in Carpinteria, moving from out of the area. So I just tried my best to answer the questions of what it's like living in a Carp, sent some of my favorite areas, some good rental options. We try to help out no matter what. It's not only for people that want to buy a $17 million mansion. We're really here to help you guys out to the best of our ability, and anything related to real estate.
That's
or
right.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah, we got answers for you, so hit us up. All right, everybody, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving. Peace.